Chilies, so if you can't tell by the title, today we are reacting, which has been a while since we've done a reaction. We are reacting to a video from the channel called Visual Ventures. I'm pretty sure all of you guys are very familiar with this channel. I'm very familiar with this channel because I've been seeing non-stop videos and people reacting to his videos and stuff like that. And his videos are great. They're fantastic. I love his videos. But one of the videos that we are reacting to today is the one that is titled Cartoon Episodes Banned for Controversial Reasons. So without wasting any more time, we're going to get right into it. Also, please ignore the setup. It is freezing cold right now. So I didn't make much of an effort to look presentable for you guys, but please just ignore. I'm really cold, but yeah. So we're gonna get into this video with enough of me rambling.
What happens when a cartoon causes panic, outrage, or even medical emergencies? It gets banned. Today we'll look at cartoon episodes banned for being too controversial. My goal this year is to give you guys double the amount of videos that I upload for you guys, but it's actually turning out to be a more daunting task than I realized because, you know, we're not some content farm or anything, but I am not going to give up, and it would really help if you subscribe so you do not miss any of our new videos. And I promise to do my best for you guys. I'm Visual Venture, and as always, you guys are awesome. Peppa Pig. In 2004, Peppa Pig released an episode called Mr. Skinny Legs. Kids loved it, but when parents saw it, they panicked because that episode told kids to do something that could be deadly. And this wasn't a small issue. Peppa Pig was influencing millions of children. Its official channel has over 40 million subscribers. It also has 30 billion views across 8,000 videos. So you can imagine how many kids watch it. Peppa Pig was made for preschoolers, and these kids are still learning how the world works. That means kids don't just watch Peppa, they copy her. So what dangerous lesson?
Yeah, I remember when I was like I know this, well, I probably watched Peppa Pig when, oh God, I was probably still like an infant. Like I was probably still learning how to walk at this time when Peppa Pig came out, probably, maybe. But I do remember watching it when I was like 5 or 6. And yeah. I remember watching Peppa Pig like pretty much like every morning, as you would do. Like I remember like I would wake up every morning, I would have like a bowl of cereal and I'd just be watching Peppa Pig. I think one of them I remember, which I think he's about to talk about, was literally the one about like the spider and how like Peppa Pig, like not Peppa Pig, I think George brought in like a spider into the house and something. I don't remember it, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna mention it. But that's the one episode I remember. I swear to God, if he mentions it, because this episode is quite prominent, just because I have a fear of spiders. So when I watched this, yeah.
Did this episode teach? In this episode, George finds a spider in the bathroom. Instead of running away, he picks it up.
George likes the spider. The spider likes George.
Guess what? I don't like the spider. The spider can go back down the sink.
George shows the spider to Peppa, but when she sees it, she panics.
You have to help me with the tea party.
Eventually, Daddy Pig comes to calm Peppa down. He calmly explains that spiders are very, very small and can't hurt you. So instead of getting rid of the spider...
That is an understatement. Okay, spiders can hurt you. I'm sorry, they can't. Like, there's a thing called a black widow and a brown recluse. Those ones scare me. The brown recluse, like black widows, they scare me. But brown recluse, they're scary. Because I don't know if I'm right, but please, any nature spider person, please correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure if they bite you, your flesh like literally starts to like rot, and you have to get that like certain part of your body amputated or something like that. I don't know if I'm right, but I heard something like that. That's scary. And then there's like another spider called the caramel or something spider. And apparently it chases humans. Like, it will literally chase you. No, so spiders horrify me. They're scary. They can hurt you. That's an understatement.
He encourages Peppa to befriend it. By the end of the episode, Peppa is about to have a tea party with the spider.
Mummy, Daddy, sit down. We are all going to have tea with Mr. Skinny Legs.
The message is straightforward. Kids shouldn't be scared of spiders because spiders are harmless. For most of the world, it was a reasonable lesson, but in Australia, it was unacceptable because Australian spiders aren't just scary, they're deadly. Australia reports over 2,000 serious spider incidents every year.
That's what I'm saying. Look at him. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Ugh, just looking at it, it's making my skin want to like turn inside out just looking at it. Oh gosh, I can't look at spiders. I just can't do it. Like,
Some of the world's most poisonous spiders live there. One bite from the wrong one can end a person in minutes. Telling kids to treat spiders like friends in this case was a very bad idea. Luckily, parents in Australia noticed the episode quickly.
No, but the thing is, right, I get what they're trying to do. Like, they're trying to make kids not so afraid of spiders. Like, they're trying to encourage kids to be like, hey guys, like, spiders are not that bad. But it's like I get what they're doing. But at the same time, it's dangerous. It really is dangerous, especially like as he said, in certain countries, like in Australia, just in like, I feel like in hot countries, like very hot countries, they have very dangerous spiders. Because in the UK, we don't have a lot of dangerous spiders. Like, we have a few that can bite you, but they're not like as dangerous as like Australian spiders, I'm pretty sure. And this is like a pretty cold weathered country. So I feel like in a lot of hot countries, there's bound to be like dangerous spiders. And like, yeah, so like I get what they're trying to do. But at the same time, it's so dangerous because like kids will believe and listen to anything you tell them, okay? So yeah.
They went on a campaign to get it banned. Australia's public broadcasters, ABC and Nick Jr., were the first to ban the cartoon. They said it sent the inappropriate message that spiders are friendly and not to be feared. But they didn't stop there. Another Peppa Pig episode featuring the same spider character was also banned in Australia. It became an unofficial policy, no spider-friendly messages on Australian TV. If you know this next cartoon, you'd be surprised that it is surprisingly vulgar for what it's supposed to be. Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter's Laboratory was one of Cartoon Network's biggest shows. But people don't know that one episode...
I don't know that one. That one's probably like ahead of my time. No, not ahead of my time. I mean like before my time. So I probably wouldn't even know this because I'm a 2003 baby. So like I probably wouldn't even know this. Not even that, I didn't watch a lot of like other like kid channels like Nickelodeon and stuff like that. I mostly watch like CBBCs and stuff, so I wouldn't know this.
Episode was loaded with so much profanity that it had to be buried. It's shocking because the concept of the show was so innocent. Dexter's Laboratory was about Dexter, a boy genius with a secret lab under his bedroom. But one person made his life a living hell: his loud, annoying sister, Dee Dee. The series started in 1995, but just 2 years later, in 1997, they created the most offensive episode.
Yeah, no, see, that's what I'm saying. 1997. That's like way before my time. Way before my time, so I would have not known about this cartoon. If I have some like, how could I word it so it doesn't sound rude? If I have people, you know what, I'm just gonna say it. If I have some like old people who know this cartoon, please let me know. I don't know this cartoon, but to me it sounds interesting. But yeah.
Ever. The episode was titled Rude Removal, and as soon as you see the title card, you'll know there's a problem. Dee Dee flips the middle finger, and Dexter moons the camera. The story wasn't any better. Dexter is fed up with Dee Dee's rude behavior, so he builds a machine to remove her behavior literally. He's going to zap the rudeness out of her.
This machine has the ability to remove and contain the most annoying personality trait known to man: rudeness.
But Dee Dee refuses to cooperate.
Oh yeah! You're the rude one, brother.
Dexter and Dee Dee fight and fall inside the machine together. That's when it goes from bad to worse. The machine malfunctions. Instead of removing their bad behavior, the machine duplicates them. Now there's a polite Dexter and a polite Dee Dee. And there's a rude Dexter and a rude Dee Dee. And when I say
It's like literally bringing your alter egos to life. Like you have like your good side and your bad side, like literally. Like that's crazy. Can you imagine like two versions of me, like nice Sam, and then you got mean Sam? Sometimes I do feel like I have like an alter ego. Sometimes, like I do, I really do sometimes. But that's yeah.
rude, I mean vulgar.
What up, are we? Beats the crap out of me! Why, you're in Dexter's laboratory, silly.
The rude versions of Dexter and Dee Dee drop the F word over and over again.
Oh dear!
The episode was finished and ready to air on TV. The last step was Cartoon Network's approval. Executives watched the final cut and they were horrified. They banned the episode on the spot.
Yeah.
They didn't even show it to a
Yeah, I don't know. I get what they're trying to do, but again, what makes you think that putting something like that in front of kids is a good idea? You know, like what makes you think that's a great idea? Like, oh, let's make an episode where Dexter makes double gangers by accident of themselves and stuff, and let's have them say the F word so many times that like eventually kids will find it funny and entertaining. No, kids are not gonna. Well, they'll probably find it funny, entertaining, but it won't be funny for the parents that would have to try and like snap that out of their kids. You know, to like tell them, hey, like that's not a great word. Like you shouldn't be saying that. Like you're just, bro, like. I don't know what makes you think that's a good idea. Like, you know what? Kids pick up words so fast. Because when I tell you, my little sister learned how to say the F word at like what age? Like 10 or like 6. She started learning that word. Kids will pick up stuff really fast, okay? That's no.
They just pulled it. Rude removal never aired on TV, but animators mentioned it in interviews, but they had no footage to back up their claims. For years, fans assumed rude removal was just a rumor. Then in 2013, Cartoon Network broke the silence. They confirmed the episode was real, and they were going to put it online. Even after the announcement, some fans refused to believe it. They left comments like, "It doesn't exist. Prepare to be disappointed." When are you people gonna realize that rude removal doesn't exist? But Cartoon Network
So wait, these were like die-hard fans then? These were like die-hard fans of like Dexter Laboratory. Like no, these are like die-hard fans that were like in denial that it even existed. And then when they probably saw it, they were like, you know, like, yeah.
Network wasn't bluffing. They uploaded the full episode online through Adult Swim. It was raw and uncensored, exactly as it was made in 1997.
Hey! Watch where you're throwing that! Go!
The video went viral, and today you can find rude removal with a quick search on Google. Up next is a cartoon that played too much with the devil. Darkwing Duck. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, America was in the middle of something called the Satanic Panic. At the time, people believed that cults were trying to recruit and harm kids. One of the biggest fears was that TV shows were filled with hidden messages designed to lure children into the occult. And right in the middle of that Satanic Panic, Disney released a cartoon where a child made a deal with the devil. It went as badly as you'd expect. The controversial episode aired in October 1992 on the Darkwing Duck TV show.
Damn, that's like old then. That's an old cartoon then. Damn.
Darkwing Duck followed Drake Mallard, a mild-mannered duck by day, but at night he became a superhero called Darkwing. Each episode showed him fighting criminals while trying to raise his daughter Gossip.
Wait, that sounds so fire. Why they should bring this back? But obviously, I guess he's gonna explain why. But like, they should bring that back because that sounds fire. I would have loved watching that as a kid. I'm just saying.
But one episode went in a direction no one expected. It was titled Hot Spells. In the story, Gosselin visits a magic school. Almost immediately, she was bullied by the mean kids at school. Upset and alone, she wanders through the halls. That's when she meets the school janitor. But this isn't a normal janitor. For starters, he had a strange name.
Bring Yorick in, will you? The name's Beelzebub, chief custodian.
His name is BLZ for Beelzebub. Now, Beelzebub isn't a made-up cartoon character. He's very real. In the Bible, he's Prince of Devils. In many other religions, Beelzebub...
Yeah, that's not good. Beelzebub is one of the 7 princes of hell. That's not good. Questionable decision. Questionable decision.
is one of the 7 princes of hell. That means he's a very powerful and dangerous demon. So in this cartoon, the janitor is Beelzebub in disguise. He realizes that Gosselin is struggling and offers to help. He leads her into a secret library filled with forbidden spell books, and he convinces her to cast a spell. Gosselin reads from one of the books and casts a dark spell. She feels powerful. She thinks she's becoming a real magician. But there's one thing Beelzebub hasn't told her. Using that dark spell means she's drawing power from him. Without realizing it, Gosselin just...
Yeah, one thing I've learned from watching things like this, and like movies, cartoons, like even like that episode Lucifer and stuff, when you make a deal with the devil, or any devil in particular, there's always bound to be some trade for your soul. Always. Always, always, always. Like, you can be like, hey, I want a cheeseburger. And the devil will be like, yeah, I'll give you a cheeseburger to trade for your soul. Like, even if it's not the devil or not, it always involves your soul. And I'm guessing that's what he's going to mention right now. So, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Made a deal with the devil. Eventually, Beelzebub drops the disguise and reveals his true form.
Okay, where do you think your power came from,
From there, the story gets more unsettling. Beelzebub tries to drag someone to hell. Darkwing tries to stop him. A lot happens, but in the end, they defeat Beelzebub. It was obviously a weird story, but somehow Disney approved it and it aired on TV. The backlash was instant. The moment it aired, phone lines at ABC lit up. Parents were furious. They saw a little girl gaining power by making a deal with a demon. To them, the cartoon made it look like working with the devil had rewards. During the height of satanic panic, that message was explosive. Many parents already believed TV was pushing kids toward the occult. Now they...
Yeah, no, it is kind of bad that they were trying to make something, like they were trying to capitalize on the popularity or the dangers of what was going on at the time. Like they were trying to capitalize on like the whole satanic like situation that was like going on. Like soon as it happened, they were like, oh, let's make a cartoon about a girl dog who makes a deal with the devil unknowingly. And like, you know, like I think they saw it, they just saw it as an opportunity, a very bad one at that as well.
Felt like they had proof. ABC panicked. Disney pulled the episode the very next day. They refused to rerun it, sell it, or stream it anywhere. The only copies that exist today are the ones people recorded on VHS the night it aired. This next cartoon has been banned for nearly 100 years. Mickey Mouse. In the 1920s, Mickey Mouse cartoons followed the same pattern. Mickey got into trouble. He found a way out. Everything ended on a happy note. That formula made Mickey Mouse a hit from the late 1920s into the early 1930s. Then Disney made a mistake. They broke the pattern. And what they created was so disturbing that theaters refused to show it. It became one of the first cartoons ever banned. The controversial cartoon came out in 1933. It was titled The Mad Doctor. The cartoon begins with Mickey waking up to strange noises. His dog Pluto is crying because he's being kidnapped by a hooded figure. The kidnapper drags the dog through the woods. It's a scary scene with wind, thunder, and lightning. Pluto is taken into a dark castle. Inside, the hooded figure removes his cloak. It's the Mad Doctor, a crazy scientist obsessed with animal experiments.
I'm sorry, I don't like how he was moving and smiling like that. That really creeped me out.
chickens, and he kidnapped Pluto for his next experiment. The doctor plans to cut off Pluto's head, sew it onto a chicken's body, and see if the creature can lay eggs that hatch into puppies. Yeah, that's the actual plot of a Mickey Mouse cartoon. In the lab, Pluto...
Like, he wanted to make some weird experiment to see if a dog that would... What? That wouldn't even happen. That's like me dyeing my hair pink and then hoping for my daughter to come out with pink hair when I give birth to her. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that story, by the way. There was actually a lady who dyed her hair pink thinking that her daughter would like come out, like when she gave birth to her daughter, thinking that her daughter would come out with pink hair. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that story, but like, that's not gonna happen. What makes you think, what? What makes you think that a chicken with a dog's head sewed on is gonna birth out a chicken dog? Like, he's trying to make a chicken dog. Okay, yeah, I've seen everything now.
And a chicken are strapped to operating tables. The experiment is about to begin. Meanwhile, Mickey races through the castle to rescue his dog, but it's a trap. The Mad Doctor captures Mickey and ties him down. Then he lowers a massive buzzsaw toward Mickey's body. He wants to chop Mickey in half. Mickey can't break free. Then just before it's too late, Mickey wakes up. It was all a dream. Mickey is in his bedroom and Pluto is safe. The dog runs into Mickey's arms. So why on earth did Disney make such a terrifying cartoon? Well, they said it was supposed to be a tribute to classic horror movies like Frankenstein. But viewers didn't care about the tribute. They only cared about...
Okay, I just had a really dark thought. For a second. What if Mickey Mouse suddenly waking up is not him actually waking up, is him like waking up in the afterlife of him like he just died, but he thinks that it was just a dream. He didn't actually dream. It was like... You get where I'm going with this? You get what I'm, like, putting out? Yeah, I just had a crazy thought.
Felt. Back in the early 1930s, most people didn't have TV sets at home, so cartoons like Mickey Mouse were shown in theaters. Theaters in the US were the first to see The Mad Doctor, and they disliked it so much that many flat out refused to play it. The theaters said it looked too scary for kids. Some other countries felt the same. In the UK, the Board of Film Censors banned it. Then Germany banned it too. Clearly, people didn't love this cartoon. After that, The Mad Doctor disappeared. Disney put it aside and stopped promoting it. But it didn't disappear forever. For some reason, folks at Disney didn't set up the copyright for The Mad Doctor properly, and that copyright error allowed it to slip into the public domain. That's why today you can find The Mad Doctor on YouTube. It's one of the few Mickey cartoons you can legally watch for free. This next cartoon was so disturbing, it never even made it to the screen. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2003. If you grew up in the 2000s, you probably watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The show followed 4 turtle brothers who fight crime. It was action-packed and perfect for kids, but in 2005, one episode pushed the show into nightmare territory. It was titled Insane in the Membrane, and it centered around one character, Baxter Stockman. Baxter started out as a genius scientist, but he worked for Shredder, the Turtles' main enemy. Every time Baxter failed, Shredder punished him with surgery.
I'm sorry, every time I see Shredder or think of Shredder, like, he has such a sick name for a villain and he looks cool. Like, I don't know if you guys ever saw, like, you probably have. Why am I saying that? If you guys have seen the live action one, like the movie version, he still mind my language. He still looks cool as hell. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one who finds him cool, but like, he's cool. And he has a sick name for a villain and everything. Like, he's, you know...
Failure cost him a part of his body. By the time this episode begins, Baxter isn't even human. He's just a brain and a spine floating inside a glass tank. But Baxter refuses to give up. He wants to rebuild his body. However, a friend warns him about the dangers. Rebuilding a body from scratch could damage his mind. Baxter doesn't care. He's a genius, and he finds a way to clone a new version of himself. And at first, it works perfectly. He can walk, he can speak, he feels human again. Then his new body starts to fall apart literally. His skin, his fingers, and his face begin to disintegrate. As his body decays, so does his mind.
This experiment
By the end of the episode, Baxter has completely lost his mind. It no longer feels like a kid's cartoon. It feels...
Why didn't he not just make like the cyborg like body? Why didn't he have to make it like literally out of flesh and stuff? If that's what he did, why not just make a robot body and then put your brain or whatever into it, you know? So I'm guessing he tried to do some like Frankenstein shit, right? And it didn't turn out great. None of this makes sense, man.
a psychological horror. The Ninja Turtles cartoon was rated TV Y7. That means the show is designed for kids over age 7. This episode went far beyond that rating. It showed a mental breakdown and emotional torment. It was extreme even for adults. Fox executives watched the final cut before it aired. They were reportedly horrified. They said there was no way they could air the episode, and that was it. The Insane in the Membrane episode vanished. But not completely. It didn't air in the United States, but a few months later, it quietly aired in the UK. Fans recorded the episode on VHS tapes and uploaded it onto the internet. That's how it began to spread. Over time, Insane in the Membrane became a legend. It was a banned Ninja Turtles episode that most fans couldn't find. Nearly a decade later, in August 2015, Nicktoons finally aired it in the US. This was its first official broadcast, but the cartoon in our next chapter aired before it got banned, and it triggered one of the messiest controversies in kids' TV. Tiny Toon Adventures. Tiny Toon Adventures was about the adventures of young cartoon characters. They lived in the same world as Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and Porky Pig. Like most cartoons, it tried to teach kids important lessons. But in 1991, the show picked a very sensitive topic: alcohol. They wanted to show children the dangers of drinking, but the way they handled it made the episode extremely disturbing. The episode was part of a 3-story special called Elephant Issues. One of those segments was titled One Beer, and it got straight to the point. It opens with Buster Bunny, Plucky Duck, and Hampton Pig hanging out inside a house. These 3 cartoon characters are kids. They open the fridge and look at their options.
Juice, milk, soda, or a cold one.
They find a bottle of beer and debate whether to drink it.
Buster, this isn't like you. I know, but in this episode, we're showing the evils of alcohol.
Eventually, they go,
What is this episode? What? What makes them think this is a good idea? Like, I get that they're coming from a good place, you know? Like, they want to teach kids, like, drinking's bad. Drinking's bad, okay? Drinking, in my eyes, drinking is only for certain, like celebrations, parties and stuff. But, like, just to indulge on, like, at home and just, like, for badness, like, not good, that's the only time that I'm like, okay, maybe not, you know? But, like, kids shouldn't be even having to know this stuff yet. Not yet, you know? Like, let them learn when they're, like, I don't know, like, 11 or 12. You know, then maybe tell them about how alcohol was bad and stuff. But what makes you think that telling kids at a young age, they won't even like remember or even comprehend what you're saying to them? Hell, I don't even remember half the stuff my teacher taught me when I was like, what, like 6 to like 7? I didn't even remember half the stuff she taught me that was bad. And yeah, I still did it anyway. I don't even remember, but like, what? What? They don't need to know about what? I get it. You're trying to teach kids drinking's bad, you know. But like, what? In this way as well? Like, no.
But down, just 1 beer. Within seconds, they're stumbling around. Because of the alcohol, they're not thinking straight, so they steal a police car. If that isn't bad enough, they drive the car straight off a cliff. There's a huge explosion. The next shot shows the 3 of them floating up into heaven. That's the whole story. 1 drink, 1 car crash.
Oh my god, they did not just do that. No. There is such a much better way you can teach kids how alcohol is bad. I know that, like I said before, like, oh, like kids don't need to be knowing about this and stuff. Maybe in some scenarios, maybe you need to like tell the kid, but like they're not gonna remember it anyway when they grow up. But like there's always a better way of teaching a kid that alcohol's bad. Always. Like you don't just teach the kid, hey, if you drink alcohol, you're gonna do all these bad things, but you're gonna probably die. Like you don't tell them like that. What the hell? There's better ways of teaching kids. I'm sorry. There is. There's better ways of teaching kids. Oh my god, I'm trying to get comfortable. There is better ways of teaching a kid like to do better, you know? There's such much better ways. Like there's like some parents that have like some weird, in my language, some teaching kids what's right and what's wrong, and I don't agree with it whatsoever. And this is no. This is no. No. I'm sorry, if this was aired in front of my kid, I think I would be annoyed as well. I think I would be a little pissed.
Afterlife. Before it ends, the characters make sure the audience hears the lesson, just in case some didn't get it.
I hope the kids got the message. Yeah, drinking's uncool. So do we get to do a funny episode tomorrow? I hope so.
The creator of the show later explained what they were trying to achieve. He said the segment was a parody of old public service announcements, the kind that used over the top to scare kids straight. But parents didn't see it as a parody, and they didn't feel like the lesson about alcohol made sense. To them, it was a shocking story where everyone dies in the end. After the episode aired, angry parents bombarded the network with complaints. Cartoon characters getting wasted, crashing a cop car, and passing away wasn't suitable for kids. Fox had no choice. They banned the episode. It never aired in the United States again. Fox Kids also removed it from syndication. That means that other channels couldn't buy the rights to show it anymore. It wasn't even on VHS or DVD collections. The goal was to erase One Beer completely, but some viewers recorded it the night it aired in 1991. Years later, that VHS copy made its way into the internet. That's the only reason we can still watch One Beer today. Kids' cartoon characters losing their lives is bad, but this next episode allegedly caused a real-life tragedy. Beavis and Butthead. A scene in a cartoon was blamed for costing someone their life, and that cartoon is still popular today. Beavis and Butthead. Beavis and Butthead is about two dumb teenagers who cause chaos wherever they go. When they aren't out causing trouble, they're sitting on the couch binge-watching TV. The jokes on the show were edgy, the kind of humor teenagers love. But in 1993, one episode pushed things too far. It was titled Comedians. The Comedians episode begins like any other. Beavis and Butthead are watching TV, laughing at whatever comes on. They see a stand-up comedian on screen, and they're inspired. Suddenly, they decide they want to be comedians too. Most people would write jokes or practice before going on stage, but Beavis and Butthead don't think that far ahead. They head out to a local comedy club with no preparation. Once they're on stage, the disaster begins. Butthead goes first.
What's green and red and goes 100 miles an hour? A frog in a blender. Get it?
Nobody laughs. He tries other jokes, but the crowd boos and kicks him off stage. Beavis goes next. His jokes also fail. People walk out in frustration. In his desperation, Beavis does something reckless. He sets the newspapers on fire and starts juggling. And then the club burns to the ground. That was a joke. He played with fire and burnt down a building. It was supposed to be another edgy joke, but this time it didn't stay a joke. 1 month later, a 5-year-old boy from Ohio found a lighter in his family's mobile home. He started playing with it and the fire broke out. By the time it was over, his sister was gone. She was only 2. The tragedy shocked the country, but what came next shocked people even more. The victim's mother claimed her son loved watching Beavis and Butthead. Reporters connected the house fire to the episode Comedians. They figured that the cartoon taught the boy to play with fire. In other words, they were blaming Beavis and Butthead for the tragedy. The media ran with the story. Suddenly, Beavis and Butthead wasn't just crude, it was dangerous. Even the town's fire chief spoke out. He said, if you get these cartoon characters saying it's fun to play with fire, this is going to...
See, this is why it's so important to pay attention to everything you do around a child. Like, it doesn't only just go with cartoons. I feel like it also goes with like real life, like what you do around a child, what you say around a child. That child's gonna pick it up, that child's gonna learn. And then later on there's gonna be consequences, you know? Like you have to always be careful what you do around a child, always. Because you can say like one bad word, they'll pick it up, and then the next day you hear them start saying it, and it's like, you know, or like, or like this episode, for example, where I think his name's Beavis, lights a newspaper on fire, and then look what happened. Like bro, I don't think people just like don't even understand like how you need to be so careful around kids. Like I remember when my sister was like so young, I had to be careful with what I said, what I did around her, because she'll pick it up. She'll just pick it up like that. Like you gotta be so careful, man. You gotta be so careful. But not even that, like, oh my god, bro. That poor little girl as well that lost her life. In his own sister. His own sister. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I literally have nothing else to say. Like, this is sad. This is really sad.
Going to stick in that kid's mind. MTV went into crisis mode. They removed every fire-related scene from the show. Even old episodes were re-edited. Beavis had a catchphrase, fire, fire.
Fire! Fire!
MTV cut it out completely. They changed it to Fryer Fryer. They also pushed Beavis and Butthead to a later time slot. Then they added a new disclaimer before every episode, warning kids never to imitate Beavis and Butthead. But the backlash kept growing. It still felt like MTV had...
They should have done that ages ago. Why are they only just now deciding to do that? This is what I don't understand about like cartoons and just anything in general. Like, soon as you talk about it or complain about it or even mention it, then they do something about it. Then they like, why is it now when a little girl loses her life to her brother copying something off their TV show, that then now they decide, oh, maybe we should put a disclaimer. I feel like every cartoon should put a disclaimer. Every cartoon should do that. But oh my god, bro. Now they decide to maybe put a disclaimer and maybe take out a few bad words and like, oh my god, bro, what the hell?
done enough. So the network banned the comedian's episode completely. It never aired on TV again. When the episode finally came out on DVD, the fire scene was cut. The original version survived only because fans taped it when it was first aired. But there's a final twist in this story. So remember the kid who started the fire in the trailer? He grew up, and years later in 2008, he revealed the truth. He said his family never had cable. They couldn't afford it. So he couldn't have watched Beavis and Butthead. But why did his mother lie? He said she made it up because she had substance issues and wanted attention. But the worst revelation was this. After the fire started, his mom called a news station before calling the fire department. By the time anyone learned the truth, it didn't matter. For years, people blamed Beavis and Butthead for the tragedy. The damage was done. The next episode on this list is...
Damn. So not only did he like literally threw his mom on the bus, which good on you for doing that, because people like that need to learn a lesson. But like, I want to say it, but my God, ruining the fun for other kids because you want a bit of attention. Excuse me? Oh my God. And then, oh no, that's actually made me so angry. That's made me so angry. You call the television people first, then the fire brigade, but then the time that the fire brigade comes, it's too late because now one of your kids died. Like, sorry to be like to say that harshly, but where's the common sense in that? Oh my God, bro. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
banned everywhere on Earth. That's how bad it is. Pokemon. Cartoons aren't supposed to send kids to the emergency room, but in 1997,
Oh my God, when I tell you, I grew up with so much Pokemon in my life. So much Pokemon. Not even that, my uncle was into so much Pokemon as well. He would like have these like little Pokemon games that I would play on the little what do you call it? Game Boy, I think it's called. I have it on my table over there actually, Game Boy. I think it's called Game Boy. Is it called Game Boy? I don't know. If I'll probably put like a correction. If not, I probably said it right. But Yeah, no, I grew up with so much Pokemon. Probably I stopped watching Pokemon when I turned like 16 or 17. I stopped watching Pokemon. And then I rewatched it again with my dad and my family and stuff when we would like have dinner. Um, I like started rewatching it probably when I turned like 18 to like 19. And then when I hit 20, yeah, that's when I just completely stopped watching it because like, you know, when you grow up, you find like more interesting and better things to watch and stuff. But yeah, no, I used to watch so much Pokemon. I had like Pokemon cards, games. Like my stepdad would like have like DS games of Pokemon and he would like teach me how to play it and stuff. I even had like call me old or not, I even used to have like a cube. A cube. I don't know if any old folks out there know what I'm talking about, but I literally had a cube and it has like Pokemon games and a bunch of other games, like the old like Zelda games and stuff. Oh my god, my childhood was full of Pokemon.
Episode of Pokemon did exactly that. To understand how that happened, you need to know the characters on the show. I mean, I assume you know them already, but just in case. The
Oh yeah.
series follows
Also, by the way, I just want to throw this in here. My favorite Pokemon is this Pokemon. Oh, I don't know where I'm putting it, but I'm putting it somewhere. But that's my favorite Pokemon. I do have another favorite Pokemon, but I don't also remember their name, so that's gonna be probably down somewhere. But those two are my favorite Pokemon. I thought I'd just let you know. Comment down below what your favorite Pokemon is.
a boy named Ash Ketchum. He traveled the world catching magical creatures called Pokemon. His favorite was Pikachu. Pikachu was like a yellow mouse that could generate bursts of electricity. In almost every episode, Pikachu battled other Pokemon as they traveled, and during one of those battles, the problem happened. The episode was titled Electric Soldier Porygon. It was first aired in Japan in December 1997. In the episode, Ash and his friends meet a strange Pokemon named Porygon. It's a creature made entirely of data. Eventually, Ash and his friends bump into the bad guys on the show, Team Rocket.
Team Rocket! The Pokemon Center is in panic!
Oh my god, that iconic scene where like when they get beaten and they fly up into the sky and they're like Team Rocket something's Team Rocket blast off or something like that. And then you see like the little star twinkle ding. Oh my god, that's such an iconic scene.
Because you guys, stop it right now!
They get into a fight, and during the battle, Pikachu releases an electric blast. That moment created a crisis for viewers. To animate Pikachu's power, the studio used bright red and blue flashing lights. The lights flickered rapidly, faster than the eye could handle. This is a scene with the flashing removed. The scene lasted just a few seconds, but the effects were instant. Across Japan, kids watching the episode began collapsing. Some had seizures, some passed out, others struggled to breathe. Paramedics raced from home to home. Hospitals couldn't keep up. The press called it Pokemon shock. By the end of the night, 685 kids were hospitalized, all because of one scene in a cartoon. Pokemon was pulled.
See, I want to say a joke, but I don't want to be disrespectful. Like, I don't want to be rude. But I did think of a really up joke. I thought I'd just put it out there. But also I do have like a little story which is not, I mean it's related to it but it's not. But I did used to have a like little Pokemon figurine and it was of these two Pokemons, which I'll put a picture down below. But I had a red one and I had a blue one. And I think I gave the blue one to a friend, or I think my dad has it. Or I gave it to someone. And I didn't have the blue one, but the only one I had left was the red one. And I remember I brought it into school one time. My mom told me not to, but I brought it into school one time and I put it in my drawer. And I don't know any of my UK, I don't know any of my UK people. Probably other countries do this, but I don't know if my UK people know that in primary school, kids would have like these trays that they would put like their homework, their work, like their like pencils and stuff. They'll put it in there and it'll have their name. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but that's where I left my little Pokemon figurine. I left it in the drawer, and then when I came back, it was gone. That was gone. And I remember like going in there and like looking and being like, and I was so sad. I was so upset because that was like my first Pokemon figurine I had, and I remember my dad like spent quite a bit on it. And it was only a small little thing, but it cost a lot for him to get it, especially the red and the blue one. And like when I lost that, I was so sad. I was so sad, but my dad was kind of a little annoyed at me that I lost it because I was told not to bring it. But yeah, that's my little story.
Pokemon was pulled from TV immediately. The show didn't return for 4 months. Even the government got involved. Japan introduced new rules restricting flashing lights in cartoons. Electric Soldier Porygon was banned worldwide. It never officially aired anywhere again. This episode holds the Guinness World Record for most seizures caused by a TV broadcast. It even became a pop culture reference. In one episode of The Simpsons, the family visits Tokyo. They turn on the TV and Bart asks,
Isn't this that cartoon that causes seizures?
it was funny, but the real event was tragic. For hundreds of viewers, that Pokemon episode was the most dangerous cartoon ever broadcast. My friends, if you see something inappropriate for kids online, report it. Especially now with the internet being so much more advanced than many of these cartoons. Because you never know, that could make a bigger difference in a kid's life than you think. Visual Venture.
I love that. I love that. I love that ending. Visual Venture. That's a banging end. That's a banging way to end a great video. But yeah, so that's the end of the video. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe also to become a chili. If any of these cartoons you've watched before when you were little, please let me know. There's a few that I remember watching, like the Pokemon and Peppa Pig and stuff, but the rest is too old for me because I am not that old, my friend, to know those cartoons. But it was definitely interesting to watch. Also, go and subscribe and show so much love and support to Visual Venture's channel. He's been doing really well. Like, he's been doing really well with his videos and stuff, and I love every one of his videos. So please go and show love, support over there, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!